Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is WhaleShark back with the Week 2 Stats Show. So this week had a ton of great games. No forfeits, the first time since Season 2. Absolutely amazing to see all these games and all these teams just getting really active and just getting really competitive. So it's great to see. So without further ado, I think we're just going to get right into it. There actually is a typo in this standings graphic. It is week 2, not week 1 in the match results. It does say week 1. It is actually week 2. That is in part by our design team. It was just a slight mishap. But starting off in the Yoke Conference, comparing to last week's standings, not much has changed across the entire league, actually. 3 divisions actually have not changed at all, so they have stayed the exact same. But the Yoke Conference is the one division that has changed very slightly. E2G has actually lost a game, which has put them back to being tied for first, as opposed to being pretty much right up there as number 1. They did beat BLZ, but BLZ was able to get a win this week. They played PLG and they were able to win on that Sunday game. So impressive to them. I'm glad that they were able to get the win, but I think E2G and BLZ are just going to continue to be rivals, especially this season. Continuing down the line, we have USA, which also they got a win in week 1, which is huge for them, but they eventually had to end their small little 1-week streak, and they lost against Fate. Put up a good fight. They were up 2-0, but Fate's roster, they had a sub, and that sub did very well, and they ended up losing the game 4-2. And the final team is EGS. They ended up losing to Haz, and so that is why they are in 4th, as they also lost to USA in week 1, but I am looking towards seeing them compete in the rest of the season, and we'll see how they do. Moving into the Poach Division, EXL had a tough loss this week against TK. No, I actually don't remember who they played. I should know this stuff. They did play TK in week 1, and they did get a win. But I do remember now. They played NVA. And they unfortunately had a 4-2 loss against, actually no, it was 4-1 loss against NBA. But they are still topping their division, as Pulse also lost, so they moved to 1-1. GodX as well also lost, and TK also lost, so every team in this division lost their games this week, which is why the Yoke Conference is actually pretty behind. There is not a single team that is actually over .500 win percentage, which is actually crazy. Moving on to the Shell Conference, we go to the Boyle Division. NBA leads the division once again this week. 2-0. They stand really high. They are definitely looking to make a mark on this season. They just came off a huge win against Season 3 champions EXL, and that is why they are still number 1. RG also was able to get a win this week over Pulse. An impressive 4-0 win. Bubble Axe getting 2 aces, as well as Shooter getting 1. Shooter being the most improved player, getting that award for last season. So I'm excited to see how he plays this season. But we are certainly excited to see RG as a whole playing wise for the rest of the season. BBQ did come back from last week's loss against NBA, and they beat GodX 4-3. It was an intense 4v4. Actually, no, it was a 3v3, sorry. Jetstream he clutched up in the last round and got an ace. He told everybody in BC, he was like, we gotta clutch up, man. We gotta clutch up. And so that is exactly what he did. Got serious. And so they got a win, a very much needed win. So that is why they are 1-1. We're looking towards seeing them playing in the rest of the season. HDS was also able to get a very close win. So all 4 teams in this division actually won their games. And you'll see a trend. 4 games won for 4 teams won in this division, 4 teams lost in push division. That is because these 2 divisions play each other. The teams both play each other. So there's a little cross structure there. A little hint to how the formula works. Nobody will ever figure it out. All 4 teams in this division got a win. Moving into the Fry division, CEO was able to get a win, and they remain as number 1 in the division, which is impressive, that of itself. Fate also got a win, moving them as 2-0, so that is why CEO and Fate are both 1 and 2 in this division. Overall, CEO is probably ranked the highest out of any team in the league, just because of their differential within rounds and just general kill differential. It's pretty high. Haz was able to get a win over EGS, a 4-0 win. Pretty impressive, with Cancer getting MVP. And so they moved to 1-1, compensating for that loss they had last week against Fate. And finally, in 4th place, we have PLG, the Revival. They are 0-2, but they are looking to make a comeback this week. So we will certainly see how they do. It is a league week, or it is a division week, so they do have a chance to bring it back. They play Haz this upcoming week, so we will certainly see how they do. Moving down to the match results, in the week 1 or week 2, it is week 2. Week 2, day 1, that started off with HDS versus TK. It was an intense game, but HDS came out victorious, getting the 4-3 win. CEO absolutely demolished EGG. Choco getting MVP. They win 4-0. Fate versus USA. Fate actually came back from a 2-0 deficit to win 4 rounds straight, and they ended up winning 4-2 with Weeza getting 11 kills and an ace there for the MVP. Haz was able to beat EGS 4-0 with Cancer being MVP. And in the Sunday games, we had BLZ starting off versus PLG. They were able to win 4-0. BLZ definitely a team to rival the rest of the semi-decent teams in the league. NVA had a shocking win against EXL, winning 4-1, and I'm so excited to see how this team does. BBQ, as I said before, had a very intense 3v3 against GodX, winning 4-3. That is why it's the match of the day. And finally, the last game of the week, we had RG versus Pulse. Bublax getting MVP with 2 aces. Shooter another ace. They win 4-0 over Pulse. Our MVP of this week is Jetstream. He got 9 kills and an ace. If it wasn't for him, I don't think that BBQ would have won. He really clutched up in the last round, got 3 kills straight, and an entire ace to really clutch it up. A huge under pressure play, and I think that GodX is a very good team, and he put an end to it very quickly. So congrats to him. He's going to be getting his montage. All the MVP montages are going to come out at the end of the season. They're just going to be put into one separate montage. So there's going to be 2 montages, an MVP collection, as well as a just general highlights montage. So you'll see all of that in a few months. But that's going to be basically it for this week's stat show. And I look forward to seeing these week 2 games, or week 3 games. And good luck to the 2 Super Bowl teams. I'm excited to see that. And just as a note, teams do have the option to reschedule if they please. But they have to reschedule either 2 hours before the scheduled time. So if you have a 5 p.m. CST game, you have to reschedule it to 3 p.m. CST. And if your team just can't make it at all during Super Bowl Sunday, you can reschedule it to either Monday or Tuesday. So that works as well. But teams have until the end of the day tomorrow to figure it out, or else we will just schedule them all for Sunday. That is basically it. I hope that all teams play their games this week. But we'll see. It's a very hectic time. But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you guys in the next one.